Welcome back to Ben and Nick. Normally, we do reaction and gaming content, but today we decided to upload a video on our top 8 things to look forward to in Cyberpunk 2077. For the uninitiated, Cyberpunk 2077 is the magnum opus from CD Projekt Red, better known as CDPR by some. They're famous for the Witcher series and have won many awards for their work and are beloved by the community for their no DRM policy. The game Cyberpunk 2077 is a first-person RPG set in the year 2077. You take control of a customizable character known as V, who is tasked with stealing the immortality chip, sending them on a life-changing journey. For many though, they're mostly just interested in Keanu Reeves' appearance. Keanu appears as one of the main characters you will come to face along your journey in Night City. But without further explanation, let's get right into the top 8. So first off, we've got the world of Cyberpunk 2077. So I'm sure a lot of you know this by now, but CD Projekt Red is pretty much world-renowned for their ability to craft engaging, open-world games filled with amazing written side quests, fun activities to keep you going. From what I've heard, Cyberpunk 2077 will be no different in that regard. Really excited to delve deep into the world of Night City and explore the inner workings of it all. Something that is completely new from CDPR is the first-person POV in Cyberpunk 2077. Even though the FPS genre has been around since the beginning of the gaming industry, CDPR has never made a first-person game. It's always been third-person RPGs such as the Witcher series. Now, this has a lot of fans actually worried about the game, but I for one am really excited for this. In an interview with Eurogamer.net, one of the quest designers, Patrick Mills, said, "With Witcher 3, you're playing Geralt and you're watching Geralt. You're controlling Geralt. He's a character, right? He's someone who already exists. In this game, we wanted to put you in the shoes and in the body of the character you're controlling, so you feel like this is your character. First person was the only way to do that. Additionally, you have greater immersion," Mills said, "and we could do some environmental stuff from first person that you wouldn't be able to do in third person. Nothing else, I think it's going to be really cool when you're walking around the city and you look up, which is something that in third person doesn't really feel right. To experience that verticality, you need a first-person perspective." One of the most exciting things about Cyberpunk 2077 is the cybernetics that they showed off in the trailers. If you don't know, cybernetics are body modifications you could apply to your character through leveling up in the world. It's amazing that we have the ability to have different types of modifications that will change the core gameplay and not just combat. So I don't have my hands on the game, so I'm not 100% sure how this works, but I'm pretty sure to equip any piece of cyberware, you must first go to a Ripper Doc clinic where they will do the procedure for you for a certain amount of money or some kind of other token. An example of this would be having the Gorilla Hands modification, which can greatly improve your strength in and out of combat, allowing you to do more melee damage as well as giving you the ability to rip doors out of their hinges. Companions are a staple in the RPG genre, and it seems that they are here in Cyberpunk 2077. This is great news as companions can open up many new stories and directions to take the game. According to Game Rant, CDPR has confirmed the companions can alter the course of quests and play a more pivotal role than in prior games. A quote from their article says, "CD Projekt Red has revealed a few things about the way that companions will work in Cyberpunk. The developers claim that bringing different companions along on different quests in the game has the potential to completely change the outcome of those missions. Cyberpunk's companion characters are said to have their own motivations which affect what they will do in certain quests, and companions will also interact with other NPCs during the story instead of leaving all the talking to Cyberpunk's player character." I'm not sure how this would have worked in The Witcher, but that was one of my favorite games of all time and I would have loved to see something like this. That being said, it's essentially adding another layer of depth on top of what looks to be already a beefy game. Fetch quests are some of the most annoying missions gamers face. No fetch quests means if you're on a mission, there will always be a substantive quest along the way. What I mean is that you might have to go and pick something up from somewhere, but along the way, there will be a fleshed out story you will interact with. Gone are the days of aimlessly running from one end of the map to the other with nearly zero dialogue or NPC interaction. I for one am really glad that CDPR made their game this way, as one of the things that drove me away from games like Fallout or The Elder Scrolls were constant fetch quests mixed in with great dialogue and story. Destructible environments have been present in many video games before, but we can't really think of any RPGs that we could really compare the level of destruction to. An article from DSOgaming.com where they interviewed a senior gameplay designer says, "We have stuff like destructible cover, so we want the players to actually use some weapons to destroy the cover so that the enemies are at a disadvantage. We have destructible glass. All of those things give you the feeling that the projectiles from your weapons actually carry power with them. And this also extends to stuff like, you will see bullet decals on most of the things and all of the things in the level. You will see different hit reactions. Like, for example, if you hit a pipe with water in it, you'll see the water sprouting from the place that you hit it, and this extends to nearly every object that we have in the game. This looks to be really promising, especially the destructible cover, which forces players to change their strategy mid-fight, or it could be something that players could take advantage of to force enemies out into the open. We've seen some really cool weapon customization in games before, but Cyberpunk wants to take it to the next level. All the guns in the game already look ridiculous, and we can only imagine what they'd look like if we got our hands on them and changed some stuff around. The guns in the game can be deeply customized, and each gun can be leveled up to improve your accuracy, reload animations, and more. I really hope they go super in depth, allowing you to maybe get skins or more niche modifications that you don't really see in games like this. In RPGs, you mostly get stuff like increased magazine size, more damage, etc., but I want to see stuff that totally changes how the gun operates depending on your selected customizations. Nick and I really love the dark neon theme with all sorts of unique gangs and locations to explore. It's certainly one of the main selling points for Cyberpunk 2077, especially because there aren't really many games like this. Personally, I really love it because it reminds me of great movies such as Blade Runner, RoboCop, and Judge Dredd, and that's something that we really haven't seen in this industry. We can't wait to ride around the city at night and take in all the bright lights, people, buildings, and other interesting sights the game has to offer. Like I said earlier, Nick and I are incredibly excited to play this game, especially after all the delays it's gone through. I know I'm going to be playing it to death, and so is Nick, but we'd like for you to leave a comment about what you're most excited for in Cyberpunk 2077 in the comments section below. That being said, if you'd like to see a Let's Play of this game, I'll have a link to my main channel where I'll be posting my playthrough starting on the 10th. As always, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Ben and Nick channel. Peace.